Hi everyone, it's Alia or Cake Legend and welcome to today's cake decorating tutorial. We have this blue ombre sprinkle buttercream cake, which is quite simple, but honestly I think it's so cute. We're gonna start with our cake already stacked and chilled in the freezer, and then I'm just mixing up some buttercream, some white buttercream and then some light blue buttercream. Now I'm going to take 3 mixing bowls and place the blue buttercream into the first 2, and for one of them I'm going to add a bit more food coloring so that I get a darker shade of blue. I want my ombre to go from white to the light blue to the darker blue. And remember, if you don't like blue, this design would look just as cute in pink or green or purple. So after putting some white buttercream into the last bowl, I'm going to take some rainbow vermicelli sprinkles and just add some to each buttercream and mix it all up. Make sure you add enough sprinkles so that you can definitely see them in the buttercream, but be careful not to add too many, otherwise it's going to get very difficult to smooth out your buttercream later. Now that we have all 3 of our sprinkle buttercreams ready to go, it's time to mask the cake. So doing a classic ombre, starting with the lightest color on top, then the medium color in the middle, and the darker shade at the bottom. And I'm just masking the cake like you normally would. It's just now there's sprinkles in the buttercream. I know most of you guys are aware that I normally skip the crumb coat, but this time I did do a crumb coat just because the buttercream's more finicky with the sprinkles in it and I didn't want to make my life super hard. So for the first time in forever, I went back to the old school crumb coat ways. Now when it comes to smoothing the sides of the cake with a bench scraper, you want to be careful because of the sprinkles. I find that holding your scraper more flush to the cake rather than like straight against the side, scraping everything, it really helps. When it's more flush to the cake, it just helps kind of keep those sprinkles in there and it gets really smooth instead of dragging the sprinkles through the buttercream and leaving like these large lines. I don't know if you can tell what I mean by the video clip, but if you are making this cake in person, you will know what I mean. So now I used these 2 round piping tips to do the piping on top and the border. On top, I just did some white dollops with the white buttercream. And a little tip for you guys is to get them nice and pointy on top, you want your buttercream to be a bit softer. So you could heat it up with some warm water or a blowtorch if you use meringue type buttercream and get it really soft. It'll be so nice to pipe these dollops on top. I went around the top edge and then I used the smaller round tip of the 2 to pipe the border at the base using the blue buttercream. Now I'm just finishing off the cake with some more sprinkles on top. I kind of wanted to leave the dollops a nice clean white color compared to the rest of the cake, so I just did the sprinkles on the inner circle and then I added a couple more sprinkles to the border because the blue buttercream already had sprinkles in it. And after that, the cake was all finished. So simple and so adorable. I actually really love this cake. And once you get the hang of the sprinkle buttercream, it's a breeze. I hope you guys all enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to leave a like and comment if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!